Hi class, how are you doing today? So this is our writing activity for today, and we're going to be starting our poetry unit. 1 second. All right, so poetry unit. So April is poetry month. Today we are going to start with limerick poetry. Magical penny. There once was a cat named Mitch. He was roaming in a ditch. He found a penny. It turned into many. They now call him Mitch the Rich. Here's a video for you about limerick poems.
In this video, we are going to learn about limericks, and warning, this is going to be fun and this is going to be silly because limericks are both fun and silly. But first, what is a limerick? That's a good question. Well, a limerick is a type of poem, a very special type of poem. Limericks are usually very silly poems that are fun to read and to write. Let's look at some other things that makes a limerick a limerick. A limerick is a type of poetry that always has 5 lines. So, if a poem has more than 5 lines or less than 5 lines, you know it's not a limerick because a limerick always has 5 lines. Alright, so let's review. Limericks. Limericks are a type of poetry. Limericks have 5 lines, and limericks are often silly. That's not all, though. You see, limericks have a specific pattern. Just because a poem has 5 lines and sounds silly does not make it a limerick. Limericks have to follow a very special pattern. It's really awesome. Limericks have a rhyming pattern. That's right, a rhyming pattern. Remember, words rhyme when they end with the same sound. So let's look at this specific rhyming pattern that all limericks have. The first line, the second line, and the 5th line all rhyme. That means those lines end with the same sound. Then the 3rd and 4th lines rhyme with a different sound than the other lines. So the 1st line, 2nd line, and 5th line all rhyme, and the 3rd line and the 4th line have their very own rhyme. So it's almost like a rhyme sandwich, you know? Let's look at an example. Let's look at a very old limerick about a mouse. Here it is. You might recognize it. Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, and down he run, hickory dickory dock. Notice this follows the pattern of the limericks, doesn't it? The 1st, 2nd, and 5th lines rhyme, and the 3rd and 4th lines rhyme. It's a rhyming sandwich. It's a 5-line poem, and it's a little silly. This is a limerick. Limericks weren't really popular until this guy came around. His name was Edward Lear, and he is called the father of limericks. In 1846, Edward Lear published this book, a book called A Book of Nonsense. What an interesting title. It was a book filled with limericks and helped make limericks more popular. People loved reading his limericks. They were incredibly fun and, of course, very silly. Let's look at one of his limericks, a limerick about a bee, written by the father of limericks, Edward Lear. It goes like this. There was an old man in a tree who was horribly bored by a bee. When they said, "Does it buzz?" he replied, "Yes, it does. It's a regular brood of a bee." Notice how it has 5 lines. The first, second, and fifth lines rhyme, and the third and fourth lines rhyme, making a rhyming sandwich, which is the pattern of a limerick, and it is definitely silly. Follow a specific pattern. The pattern they follow.
All right, I'm going to stop the video there. So, limerick poem. A limerick is a silly 5-line poem with lots of rhyme and rhythm. The rhyme pattern is A-A-B-B-A. So that means the first, second, and last line rhyme. The third and fourth line, they rhyme with a different word. So lines 1 and 2 and 5 rhyme, and lines 3 and 4 rhyme. The rhythm pattern for lines 1, 2, and 5 is da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. The rhythm line for lines 3 and 4 is da-dum, da-da-dum. We don't need to worry about the rhythm pattern. If you were doing some reading and you want to try it out, you can, but don't worry about it. All right, so here are some examples. A creature of charm is the gerbil. Its diet exclusively herbal. It grazes all day on bunches of hay, passing gas with an elegant burble. So what words rhyme here? Gerbil, herbal, and burble. They rhyme. And lines 3 and 4, day and hay rhyme. All right, another one. I know this big owl named Stu who stays up all night yelling, "Hoo!" Once an old man walked by and he started to cry and answered, "I don't have a clue." All right, so what I have here, do you want some help with some rhymes? Use this website. So I'm actually going to show you this website. If you put a word in, like stink, this is the one that comes up. These are words that rhyme with it. Shrink, think, zinc, ink, clink, bink, or blink, sorry. Drink, pink. There's so many different ones. If you wanted to think of a word that rhymes with shout, you just click it like this. About, doubt, snout, sprout. So these are all kid-friendly rhyming words. And then do you want some help with topics? Here are some ideas. Food, dessert, homework, a best friend, insects, animals, animals, a place, a season, weather, feeling, sleeping. So why do we need to know this? Because you're going to make a limerick now. So you're going to open this part of your activity, and this would be your assignment. And so first of all, we're going to do our planning page. Possible limerick topics. So you actually would just click on the text boxes like this. Feel free to change the size of the text here. And if you want to change the type of text, you can do that too. So I actually did one already, so I'm just going to show you what I wrote. So first of all, I thought of 3 topics. Spring, ice cream, and the ocean. So those are the 3 I came up with. And the one that I'm going to try out is ice cream, because who doesn't like ice cream? Remember, these poems you can get silly with. So here, cream, scream, and extreme. I used this and found those words. The rhyming page. So if you want to use that, you can. All right, now I'm thinking of cold, because I think of cold when I think of ice cream, and old. So these are the rhyming words. And I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to actually title my poem. This is where I would put my title. So I click on it, and I thought of doing the best dessert. Of course, you'll be typing these out. I already did this, so I'm just doing something else. After dinner, I like to eat ice cream. So I know that has to go A, A, B, B, A. So the last word on each line will be rhyming with the specific line. After dinner, I like to eat ice cream. It is so delicious, it makes me want to scream. To see cream and scream rhyme? All right, so now line 3 and line 4 will not rhyme with cream and scream. When it hits the roof of my mouth, it is really cold. The next line needs to rhyme. I plan on eating a lot of it until I am really old. There are so many flavors that is why it is so extreme. So extreme rhymes with the first and the second line. So this is just the poem I wrote. I want you to come up with your own poem. So I'm going to erase this. You won't need this. And give it a try. Do your best. Use those tools if you want a tool to help you with the assignment. I know you guys are going to come up with something great. And I was thinking if you have it done by Thursday, we can read them to the group at our group meeting. I think that would be a lot of fun. Great job. If you have any questions, let me know. Do your best. And I know poetry is something new we haven't done this year. So just have fun with it and do your best. And if you need some support from someone at home or someone through school that can help you, let me know.